Hello and welcome to my CTF Visionary channel. That means Create, Tinker, Fix. And I wanted to thank you for tuning into my videos, and I'm gonna be making a bit of a different videos. I haven't used this channel very active lately, and not at all from the beginning, so I think it's in its time to give you an explanation and talk a little bit about my thought process. This video is going to be quite uncut, and you can hear me kind of break up in my speech and take some breaks and stutter a bit and mispronounce some words. But that's okay for this video. I think that's part of the magic that makes of my channels and what I want to create. As you might gather from my speech, I'm not a native English speaker, so I'm trying my best to make these videos as good as possible. So, today we're gonna start off the video in the back of my server racks. The server racks doesn't really have anything to do with my videos today, but I like sitting on this table and creating videos from behind my server racks. I find it quite calming because I have spent a lot of hours and a lot of my interest trying to figure out and tinker with this server park, and that's kind of the heart of my channels. So if you zoom in down here and I get in focus, you can see the Patrion rock monsters. That's the mascots of my channel. Those are part of the reason why I chose to create my YouTube channel. I loved those creatures as a child and think the sets was quite fun. I really wanted some of them that I didn't have as a kid, and I bought them as an adult. And I think that's part of the magic, or the magic that I like to call it. I think it's important to be doing something that you really like and appreciate. And my passions are, or two of my passions is Lego and servers and computer equipment. I love tinkering with electronics and servers, but I'm kind of confined in the place I'm now. And that's part of the reasons why I made this channel. And sorry for that, I dropped my phone on accident. But I wanted to create an uncut video so you can really see the process of what I'm trying to do and really listen to my explanation. As you can see on this rack, it's quite messy and the cables go between. But if you zoom in here, on the top server, you can see that I tried to manage it. And if you go on to the network switch, it's quite nice managed. And that's a part of what I want to do here. I want to create something that looks nice and feels good and it works. So I want to create something I like to call it magic. What I mean with that is to automate, or whatever you like, words you like to call it, different things. My Legos, I want to have a plan or a vision in behind, and I want to create it as good as I can get it. Now I have stretched a couple of cables between because I wanted to reduce power and just hook up to this small network switch. It's not much, but it works, and that's one of the things that I wanted to address in these videos. I want to create high quality videos and something that you all can enjoy. I'm not really sure how I made it, but I'm trying to take inspiration for whatever place I can get. So I hope that all of you will continue to comment on all of my channels. I've created 5 channels. It's the CTF Visionary, and CTF is short for Create, Tinker, Fix. It's the... I need to think of what I've called them. let me see, it's the brick, then the visionary, then the project, then the in gear, and then the servers. I spent a lot of time thinking of those names because I wanted the names to mean something for me. And my visionary server is a quite good example of that. Visionaries is something that I first heard in conjunctions or with a connection to the Disney company. As far as I remember, a visionary was one that thought of the movies and series that Disney produced. I'm a big fan of fantasy and Disney in general, so I think it's quite amazing the worlds and character that Disney was able to make, and it's all the companies that did it quite well, or created quite good stories in general. So if you would like me to make a video of different animation companies and movies or different teams that try to get inspiration from, just comment it in the comment section. But in this video I'm going to focus a bit about what I want to do. The main reason for me to create this channel is that I want to force myself to be more creative. I want to act on the different projects I imagine myself. I want to continue working on my projects. I want to dedicate time to working on that, to further expand my skills and what I know, and that's quite hard. And as you can hear in my talking, I kind of stumble and stops because I don't know how it's going to be or what the end project is, and I think that's some of the auto magic in it. Sometimes you just go on autopilot and just figure things out. Other times you stumble and fall and you just need to pick yourself up and gather thought. I really struggle on that word. Thought, or what you think, and try to start again. And sometimes you fail and sometimes you succeeded. And the feeling you get when you really succeed on something you have been working on for a long time, it feels pretty good. And that's lead back to this video from behind the server rack. As you might see from the bottom, it's quite hard, but those two are two quite old workstations. Those two and the HP you can see right there is one of the computer I started with. I started with just getting a hand of every single computer I could get and started tinkering with it. I have a couple of visions that I wanted to create, but I didn't know how to do it or where I could get information. I didn't really have anyone I could ask, so I just needed to start on and get in gear and just grind out the problems until I figured it out. And another example of that is if you look down on the shelf, you can see those are some 3D printed knobs and a plexiglass cover with an aluminum box that is the parts from a mixer I created as a school project. It failed, but I learned a lot from it. I had to figure out how to create my own circuit, my filter circuits to filter out the different frequency of an audio band to be able to build that equalizer, and I really enjoyed it. I would love to revisit that project and continue with it, and as you can see, my shelf are quite filled with projects and different things I want to tinker with, but I haven't gotten to them yet. And as I said earlier in this video, that's the reason for making these channels. To this day, I really only focus on two of my channels. That's the brick channel and the server channels. because those two channels are easier to create videos on and post them. In my server channel, I have video series like I look into my servers, my hardware, guess the operating system, guess the brand, and stuff like that. Make it easier to gather or make it easier to create videos because I have something concrete I can work against. I have some series that I can grind on, and that's part of it. I really kind of stumble on stops in my tracking if I don't know how to do a thing. I'm getting better at it, and I want to continue grinding at it to get better at figuring out things, problem solving, and kind of trained my creative side of my brain to be able to just think of solutions, just try things to figure things out. I think I'm quite bad at that side of me, and I think I don't think I know that I want to use this Vision channel to do more of that. I'm going to create a lot more videos about my creative thought, and I want to try my hand out and some drawing again. I can create some good drawings, and I done it in the past, but that was only because I searched it on YouTube and figured out some videos that was quite helpful. I'm still watching some drawing videos to help me gather information or process that can help me better my arts, but I haven't really been practicing it, and that's lead me to my next point. The only way to really be better at what you do is to practice it. And that can be quite hard if you stumble or stop and don't seem that you are progressing at all. It's quite frustrating and quite hard to continue. It's hard to try to just grind on and just continue when you're not seeing any different, and you just meet obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. But I think that's one important thing of the process. You need to go through the hard times, and sometimes you just need to derail and start on a new project, or just listen to some music, or opening a game and just do something different. You need to change track to be able to go back and figure out a new solution and try it from a different way. And that's something I practice in my professional life too. If I'm stagnated at what I do, I try to just let it go, revisit it in some hours or even days, and try to figure it out. And I think that it's quite important. You always need to try to be better at what you do. You can't just sit there and accept the same level of performance again and again and again. You can't. That doesn't really work. You just get old in the same track. It doesn't improve in your skills. You can't move on. You're not able to progress, and for me that's quite boring and really almost frightening, because the world is always moving on, and I think you need to move with them. But how you move along with the rest of the world, it's up to you. You need to use your skills and your ability to gather new skills and information to better yourself and choose your way. Some people like to say that your way is already decided by God or some higher power. I doesn't like to see it that way. I see it as something it sets. You are raised a certain way, you have your interests, but you can always change it. You can always think with it, you can tune it or change gears or derail. But to be able to do that, you need to do some conscious decisions. Something is up to chance, and something you need to really work for. And that's the main reason for me to create all these channels. I really want to further my skills and better myself. I want to think in a way that's easily, that I don't really know how to say it because I haven't figured it out yet. But I think what I'm trying to end up with is I want to get on a level that's so good that other people will just recognize my abilities and my skills, and when I see my own work, I need to be proud of it. I need to think that it's good, because that's the only way for me to work. I don't want to make half-ass effort or just slack off on my work, but I sometimes do, and that's not good. And the reason for it is because, or I can't say it's because a single reason, but I have some thought. I really struggle with that word, thought or something. I really think it's because of my lack of imagination. I don't really know how to say it, but I'm gonna try anyway. It's kind of like you're on a track. You just move along and do what you do, but you're never able to go to the sides or change lanes because you're locked to the rails on the ground. And that's how I feel. I feel like if I don't know that something is possible, I can't think that it's possible. And I think that's really restricted me from really growing out my abilities and my knowledge. So this is quite a long video, but I think it's a quite important video. So I hope that you can follow along and give me your thoughts down in the comments, because I really want to make some auto magic happen and make something that you all can enjoy and think it's necessary and helpful. I want to be able to show you my process. When I have been watching a lot of other YouTubers and different channels, they show you all these amazing things that they are able to do, all these solutions or projects, but you either can't afford them or don't have a clue about how they're working or how they configure it. So that's one thing that I want to do with my channels. I want to bring you along from step 1 to the end. I want you to see my steps. I want you to be with me in my thought process. I want you to really know where I'm coming from and how I gathered my information, how I configured my servers, how I build my builds, and all of that. I think that's quite important. I think that you have no way of getting to the result if you don't know the step that I have had to go through. As I have gathered along the way, it's quite a lot of steps that I might have been needed to go through, or solutions I tried but never worked, and just tinkering with the systems and whatever I'm doing until it works. And it can be quite hard to follow it. So that's one of the things I want to do with the channels. The Visionary channel is going to be my creative processes and how I think and my future plans. If you really want to see how I deep dive into things or my work along the way, my in-gear channel is the right way to go. And I'm also trying to post more videos to my project channels. I have a couple of videos in mind that I really want to get done and show you all on my project channels. My brick channel and my server channel is moving along in a nice rate, so I don't think I'm going to changed a lot up there, but I always want to variate the content that I'm producing and posting, because if you're only doing one thing again and again and again, I think it's quite boring. That's not very visionary. So I'm always trying to improve, either if it's my creative work, my editing, or just how I chose to film my videos, or I try to make videos about something new, a new process, something you might not have seen, and sometimes it's just dumb stuff that I find funny. Short stuff like guess the operating system. It's just a silly joke, but I have a lot of fun with that, and from what I gather from the comments I'm getting, you all are having a fun with it also. So I think that's important. It's not only the large project and solution you need to work on. Sometimes you just need to do some small silly stuff that makes you happy and that can make others happy. And I think that's kind of lost sometimes. So if we zoom down, these small rock monsters from the Lego Power Miner series. Oh, this was quite bad quality, I'm sorry for that. But I think that this kind of, they presented in a good way. In the advertisement for the series, the Power Miners are fighting against them for the Power Crystal, because the Power Crystal make them overpowered and go crazy and shake off the world. But sometimes you just need to go crazy. You need to try something totally out of your mind. And I think a part of trying to be an inventor is doing something crazy. Trying stuff that other people think is impossible or just straight up dumb. That doesn't mean that you need to be unsafe, but I think it's time to break some barriers. You need to do what you like, and that's something I'm trying to do with my channels. So I hope you can enjoy it all, and I want to give you a thanks for this video. I know the quality is not the greatest, not for a long shot, and I have been rambling on for a while, but I hope you can like following me through the process. Most of you would most likely not find it interesting, you would find the quality bad, you would find my speech kind of bad, but that's life. You don't like everything. Not all things make you happy, something you just can't stand, and that's okay. You need to do what you like and what you think is the best for you and the rest of the people around you. So, create, tinker and fix the world around you. And continue on. Bye for now, and I hope you enjoy my next video. And that you enjoyed this one, even though the quality is quite bad.